47 is Varun Chakaravarthy, and we will start at 20 again. 55, 60, 65.
There was a bit of a dogfight in 2019 auction. He could be the X factor, he could make the difference. So we thought of him that way and we went hard.
85, 220 CSK, 240 Delhi, well done.
Kings were hungrier than us and they probably had more money than us at that point. So
600 Kings 11, thank you. 700 KKR, 840. Any advance to that bid from Kings 11? Sold to Kings 11 at 840.
His first auction was very difficult for him to sink in. He told me on the call, I don't know if I'll be able to do it or no.
The amount of attention I got in the media, I was not able to handle it properly. Before the first match, all those things came in my head and I was like, I have to do something extra special and all those things. So I wanted to spin the ball more. I wanted to be unplayable, which is not going to happen at this level because everyone is here based on the skill level. Only match I played was against KKR. Sunil Narain backed me for I think 23 runs in the first over. I just zoned out. I didn't know what happened. Generally the crowd, I've never seen so much crowd, and Eden Garden being one of the biggest grounds, I zoned out. After the match against KKR, I got injured and I couldn't continue with the tournament, which was a bit upsetting for me.
He got injured and he didn't play any cricket for a season, and there were lots of question marks.
I knew after the last year IPL got over, I knew right away that they're gonna put me back in the auctions because they're not going to retain me. As the auctions for 2020 came closer, it was playing in the back of my mind that okay, I got picked for IPL last year, and this year if no one picks me, it's going to be devastating for me because I just got a break and I couldn't use it.
There are a lot of kids playing cricket in India and everybody doesn't make it. Everybody's dream is to become a cricketer, professional cricketer, but most of them don't, obviously, because there's only a handful who can do it.
The pride of India. Varun and pride.
He's not somebody who's started playing sport from a very young age. He's done various things in life.
I never used to even see matches, so I never thought cricket was going to come in my life again.
He's dabbled with the movies, he's dabbled with architecture, he's dabbled with everything possible, even on the cricket field. He started off as a wicketkeeper.
Still, I didn't get selected for the state side or something. So then I quit my cricket throughout the college. I did architecture. It's a 5-year professional course. It was a completely different world. It's all about computers, T-scales, drawings, chart papers and all those things. I always had that love. Somewhere in my concept of any design in a building, I used to bring cricket in it. So even my thesis, my 5th year thesis was a cricket stadium. After I finished architecture, about 10 months, I didn't even work. I was just at my home and I was figuring out what can I do in my life. So at that time, I thought I'll pick up cricket again. I had no contacts in cricket. I didn't have a kit bag. I didn't have any dress. I had to start again. But for that, for my expenses, I need to work. I wanted some job. So that time I contacted D+Y Architects and I got through the interview and I got selected. Then I started working for 2 years.
He was quite frank. He said basically he wanted to play cricket. He was doing some league or some on the weekends while he was working with us also.
So at that time I was practicing cricket side by side.
He used to be sort of dreaming most of the time, and I think it was cricket.
Few months after we met, he quit architecture and he got into cricket. So he told me he was planning to quit architecture, and my first reaction to it was like, fine, I mean, you just go ahead with whatever you like. He was skeptical whether, he was thinking financially whether it will help him or not and whether I will support him in that or not. I was fine with it. I told him see, just give it a shot, we'll see whatever happens later on. So we started his cricketing journey together, I can say that.
So at that time, I started playing lots of tennis ball cricket again. So that time I started bowling this leg spin and googlies and all those things, carom ball, all those stuff. These things I just developed myself. I was not playing any competitive cricket that time. So I used to go to my local government ground which is there, and I used to go and bowl for 2-3 hours every day, and I used to figure out my things by myself. So that slowly I started working in cricket ball. So in 2018, when I learned the mystery spin, the leg spin and googlies, that time IPL was happening in Chennai.
At that time, he was looking at bowling at the nets for some of the IPL teams, and he said that is a window of opportunity for him.
I got one session to bowl to Dinesh Karthik at Chepak.
DK once spoke to me, and then he told me that there was one boy who was bowling in the nets and a lot of people were impressed with him. And he asked me, can you find out that guy's name?
He came and bowled to me in the nets randomly, and way before I was captain of KKR and all that, and I had my eye there.
And then I did some digging, and then I found out who he was. I spoke to him, I got him over.
I knew at a point when he started playing that we had to get him in, and I was pushing for him from day one. I knew he was a special bowler and he had something nice about him.
And when we heard about him, we said, like we have done in the past, we said, let's sort of take a closer look.
I travelled with the team in 2018 as just as the net bowler.
Everybody was very, very impressed when he would come in and bowl at the nets, and everybody was like, wow, what is this? Our proper batsmen who were finding it difficult. So he definitely caught the attention of a lot of people.
So that helped me a lot. I got lots of exposure. I got to bowl to Dreras and Sunil Narain and all those people.
I think post that is when he ended up playing TNPL and made a quick name for himself.
We literally saw him in every game in the TNPL. He was the best bowler in the league.
And then the next year we saw in the auction what happened.
I think that call didn't take a lot of courage. I think the tough call was last year. He got injured and he didn't play any cricket for a season. And we had to make the call of whether or not he will be able to bowl. He had a labrum tear in his shoulder, and there were lots of question marks. So I remember, just prior to picking him, Venki sir and DK and me were sitting and we were discussing about Varun and how to go about it. And there were lots of talks about question marks on his mental capability right now to come back and do well.
I was very confident that he'd do a good job for us, and I was always pushing his name from day one because I had a lot of belief in him. I think the boy is a very level-headed boy.
All I knew was I should not judge myself in the first place with just one match.
So there were lots of talks about that, but I remember, calling Varun and having a conversation with him at home. I just wanted to understand and gauge where he is in his career, where he is in life, what is he going through, what is he thinking.
I told him that I've not been playing cricket, and you also know that. I just want to come and directly start training with you.
And I think at the end of the conversation, I was kind of convinced that, not only as a franchise, but even through the KKR Academy, that I could, help resurrect his career and help him come back.
So that time he told me that there's something called KKR Academy which is going on.
I went back and communicated that to DK and Venki sir and said that I feel that we can pick him and we have the time to work on him, because he was very determined to do well and prove to people that all that money and all that belief you have put into me, I can deliver. In 2020 IPL's auction, I was at my house in Chennai. I was just crossing my fingers to be picked, and
people recognized what he was bringing to the table, and then we were quite determined, and we were fortunate that in 2020 we were able to get him.
Finally got into KKR, and I just want to thank Dinesh Karthik and Abhishek Nair with all my heart.
And everywhere he went, he performed. I mean, it wasn't too hard to support him. I think obviously every cricketer needs a little bit of help here and there to move forward in their lives. That's one of the nicest things to happen through my captaincy, was to make sure that I stuck my neck out for him and made sure that he was part of the team.
Easy. Yeah, boy.
चलो ठीक है, अपन ना इसको थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग बनाते हैं. जिसने भी ब्लैक बॉल पॉट किया, the other guy will gift him a spikes.
अब गिफ्ट तो ला लूंगा यार, पर पेमेंट कैसा करूंगा?
Bro, just pay Amazon से.
Amazon से पेमेंट?
Yes bro, it's easy and rewarding. और सारा रिवॉर्ड्स जोड़ के कुछ बड़ा भी खरीद सकते हैं.
Amazing bro, it's just like our journey. Small moments leading to big opportunities.
Varun, it's time for your gift.
Done.
Unfortunately, a couple of our players tested positive.
I really didn't know that it's going to blow up so much. I even got messages on Instagram where people told you rather you should have been dead.
And that's where I feel sometimes social media needs to be a kinder place.